Hey guys, so we've got the final fight on Dark Visions, number 6, which is against Dark Asura. And we're going to be going in and seeing if we can maintain this perfect score that we've currently got throughout the entire Dark Visions. We're going to be using a water team. Here's the team I'm using. And because I don't know if it's going to work or not, we're going to do the fight first, and then I'll go over the team afterwards if it works. Let's find out. So, to start off, for this first turn's AoE, we're going to use Zahn to 10,000 needles. We're going to use Lastwell to triple cast Winter's Oblivion. Now, this is only to hit the boss for some limit crystals, and it's a very weak attack. Because I need to get some drops for Lauren to get her LB on turn 2. Alright, Yoshi is going to triple cast. We're going to finishing combo for LB Phil. We're going to Ninpo Sutin on Elena. That's going to give the team a 100% water buff, or 120%, and Hikomori to unlock his triple cast. Elena is going to power up water with double Aqua Flow and Stella Marie. Let's see. Tifa is going to Rally and Cry. That's going to fill LB for Lauren. Lauren's LB is actually already filled, so, whatever. Now Lauren is going to Blade of Devotion. We're going to Peerless Blade. And then we're going to just Unhesitating Will so we don't hit the boss much. We're trying to hit the boss as little as possible, so we do it all in one turn, and hopefully Yoshi gets all his cast off. So there should just be one AoE this turn, which the 1,000 Needles takes care of. There's a double AoE next turn, but we're going to double Mirage it. Alright, so Elena's going to go ahead and shift. Now we're going to use her Magnus, and we're going to target the party with it. That's so we don't damage the boss. This is because we have 120 water resist buff from Yoshikiri, so we're immune to her Magnus, but it still powers her up. Alright, Lauren is going to shift and use her LB to power up her damage for next turn. We're not imbued yet, so it shouldn't deal much damage. Tifa is going to shift. And then just double concentrate and Magnus. Lastwell has nothing to do, so he can just guard. Yoshi's going to shift, and we're going to double cast. We're going to do the water imbue for the team now. With double. We're going to water scroll, and we're going to do Ninpu Bunchin. It's going to give us a double Mirage for the 2 AoEs coming in this turn. Alright, Zahn is going to Reflector. We're going to do critical on the killers to Elena. We'll just survival Elena, doesn't really matter. And then we'll spread all the buffs. So now we're imbued with water. The boss is in peril to water. We've got the human killer from Elena. There's going to be a double AoE this turn. There's the first one, and then like the earthquake looking one comes later. Oh, we only did one AoE. Okay, maybe you only need single Mirage. I'm not sure. But now it's time to kill the boss. So we're going to Stardust Ray 3 times with Zahn, which is going to chain with our Lauren, which Tifa is going to cap. Lastwell is going to triple his Blade Flash. Elena is going to triple Purify All. And Yoshikiri is he's going to try to triple. It's probably only going to double cast, but it should be fine because I think we're overkilling this boss by a whole lot. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because the timing's got to work properly because Lastwell does not have an exact copy for Absolute Mirror of Equity. But this should work. And then we send Tifa. And let's see if we're getting a perfect score on Asura. Fingers crossed. We are ranked number 1 for this Dark Visions. Yeah, Asura I knew was going to be a pretty easy fight. Physical works. It's a human, so Tifa just, rolls all over that. There's a perfect score. Okay, so we have rank number 1 for the entirety of Dark Visions. We are tied with tons of other players. And that's going to give me, after rewards get sent out, it's going to take, a few weeks. But once the rewards get sent out, we are getting rank number 1 rewards. That's going to be the Dark Visions Rainbow Emblem, which I don't really care about, but, you know, I guess it's neat to have. 800 Dark Matter. We're going to get 5 Rainbow Neovision tickets, well, Neovision EX tickets, though they can be Neovisions. We're going to get 3 30% summon tickets, 10 Neovisions regular tickets, 100 STMR tickets. That's a full STMR Moogle. I think that's a 100% regular Trust Moogle and 10 max level Cactuars. So, pretty good rewards. Now then, the team we use, like I mentioned, I'm going to go over it after it works, and we know it does work now. Here's the team we used. We did a Water Element team, and this is the setup we did. Yoshi's base form is irrelevant. We didn't really use it. I gave him some mana regen just in case. His shift form was geared in as much spirit and human killer as possible. You don't need any elemental resistances or anything for this fight. So he had 185 human killer for his setup. 185 human killer and 2800 spirit. Elena, base form, we didn't really use it. Her shift form, she was honestly more of a buffer than a DPS this fight because we didn't use her LB to power her up. So we gave her, she had most of the leftover gear, so her stats weren't as good as they could have been. So she only had 95 human killer because, again, because I wasn't using her to her full potential, she was more of a buffer for this fight. 95 human killer, about 3500 attack and magic. There we go. Pyro Laswell only just chained. He didn't really provide any buffs or anything, but he's a really high damage trainer, so we used him, and we gave him the anniversary card. He was with 155 human killer, so you know, pretty decent. And then Zahn, I geared Zahn for damage as well, just to squeeze every little bit of it. We gave him 1,000 needles, and he had full evasion, full provoke, and no killer, but 3,000 attack. Lauren was the big DPSer, other than Tifa. We gave her the airship card. We gave her, oh, this is her base form. Her base form was geared in lots of LB fill, because we needed to get her LB ready by turn 2. And then the shift form, I couldn't fit double hand with high killer, so I went with the dual wield build. Here's the gear she's using. Lots of human killer, lots of attack power. So 4,100 attack and 300% human killer. She was capped on it. And then Tifa, the real star of the show. We gave her Lion Emblem to fill LB for Lauren. We turned out we didn't really need it because Lauren got lucky on crystal drops. But that would have given her more LB for Lauren if we didn't. And here's Tifa. We geared her pretty much perfectly. About 3,700 attack and LB damage and human killer. With my gear, she is at maximum LB damage of 300 and maximum human killer of 300. And yeah, so by my calculations, I didn't see it in the chaining, but Tifa should have done about 1.8 billion damage by herself. So yeah, she did most of the damage and the rest of the team chipped in. The only tricky part with this was I used Laswell, who is an absolute mirror of equity chainer, and he didn't partner with anyone. I weaved it in to the point where it didn't break, even though it was a mismatched family. If that's too tricky for you, you can just swap out Laswell for like another Stardust Ray or Bolting Strike chainer or another finisher. We didn't need his chain to build over 100 chain cap, and we didn't need him. We probably didn't even need him at all, honestly. We probably could have 5-manned this and still cap damage. But, you know, your gear may not be as good. Okay. And I'll be going back either later today, tomorrow or so, and doing the final bosses with like a more budget team for those of you that can't just one-shot. But there you go. Rank 1 Dark Visions for the month of September. See you later.